Transcending politics through practicing transpersonal medicine wheel. Native American and other indigenous traditions revere Earth as Great Mother. With reverence for humankind's shared Mother Earth comes the commitment to peaceful compromise for the greater good. This transpersonal understanding that our personal space extends through each of Earth's 4 directions on the medicine wheel to all other beings and to the cosmic expanses of creation is the key to healing America's soul. Political extremism, both left and right, fueled by domestic and foreign media hype, has divided our families and broken our hearts. The Trump Capitol riots were a direct extension of his personal assault on individual women, on women as a whole, and now enacted more symbolically as a rape of our nation's capital, a rape of our motherland. Each American bears responsibility for this communal, violent act. This poster session offers a personal pathway towards a transpersonal experience of America's unity, of humankind's unity. Mapped on the U.S. as a quadrant template of the medicine wheel, I guide us on a migration cross as a model for use in counseling settings and political mediation. I narrate our journey in the poetic genre of storytelling. We'll do guided visualizations personalized by each participant, each listener, each political actor, and each American. We each bear a personal indigenous lineage, and we carry a personal circle of loved ones, our personal medicine wheel. Each American's heart at the center of their personal medicine wheel draws their loved ones into a peaceful balance along with them. Humankind's transpersonal unity of soul is thus enacted through individual persons onto the body of Mother Earth. While each may feel affinity with partisan politics, we can yet come together as 2 halves of a single heart. And while each may claim a different race and church, we can yet agree to meet in the heartland of multicultural spirituality, what President Biden's minister called the mystery of love. So in the image of the poster presentation, you see in the center an image of Sedna, the Inuit sea goddess. She's based in a black background like the absolute, like the night sky. And on each of the two horizons, to the left is the trail to Sacramento, California. To the right is the trail to Washington, D.C. And in the center, we're going to envision White Cloud, Kansas, as the center of our heartland, the center of our nation. As you practice this with your clients, your students, your political actors, you can write your own personal poems. This is what came to mind for me through the dream time from the dark absolute, the dark mother. Sedna, Inuit sea goddess, in the ebony ocean of translucent stars, I hear sea maidens' voices wafting to me from across the vast sea, lilting a lullaby. I float upon dark waters for a while. The sea is singing a lullaby. I am alone in the basket, being sucked out to sea. The sea swells like the mind, breathing. A distant ripple begins on the edges of the circular sea, my mind. And like the reverse of a pebble dropped in the center, the ripples roll back towards me, closer, closer. Higher and higher the loud rushing comes as Earth's poles begin to spin. Like a sailor bound to his mast in a high sea, I ride the sea green tidal wave of northern lights back to the beginning. The migration cross roots me to the center of our nation, first seed of first peoples, planted to grow across the vast plains, the sea green wild grasses. Now in our canoes we ply inland waterways that wend through wild grasslands from east coast to west coast. From North Dakota to the Gulf, among a vast sea of peoples, we the people stand united as humankind. White Cloud, Kansas, China Matsuka, named for Chief White Cloud, the center of our nation. Hogan at the crossroads between Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. In our canoes, the First Nations waged war amongst ourselves along the length of the Mississippi and the breadth of Turtle Island. Then came other indigenous from across vast oceans and we war on and on. Now we seek peace together, one nation united, opposites coming together in the heartland of peace. Chief White Cloud had become a symbol to the settlers of the virtues of his native lifestyle, despite the warring, and of the possibility of peace between natives and settlers. Now, White Cloud is the seat of government for the Iowa tribe of Kansas and Nebraska. Many nations we stand now as one united. And this is what the poster presentation represents. On the vast ocean of blue surrounding the continents, the oceans of the world, we here in America, in the United States, stand in the center, White Cloud, Kansas, between California and Washington, D.C. We stand in the heartland of balance, in the midst of the waters, on the waterway trail that Lewis and Clark took when the pioneers wanted to move across vast plains clear from coast to coast. So with your clients, students, political actors, you can share this poster and write among yourselves word imagery, poems that capture the transcendent dark, the transcendent blue ocean represents a place of unity for humankind. In your poetry, in your word imagery, use opposites to draw yourselves together as one nation and sit together in peace.